Welcome to another post-game media edition of Talking Hoosier Baseball. Today is Sunday, April 24th, 2022. The Indiana Hoosiers dropped the final game of the Nebraska series, 19-7. After the game, the media caught up with head coach Jeff Mercer.
Obviously a tough result today, but you guys won your first win series of the year. How do you guys feel?
Yeah, I did like today. You just have to move on. We didn't pitch it well enough to win, and Grant Holdfield did his job. He opened it for us, gave us a good start to the day. And some guys that had thrown well didn't throw well, and so you just have to move on. Offensively, we got a little bit in between on the fastball changeup, but overall did a fine job offensively. That's what I told the guys. You won your series against a good team on your home field. That was the goal coming into it. Obviously, you like to sweep, but you won a series, and you can't take a positive situation and turn it into a negative because today didn't go our way. And you have to move on to Tuesday and Wednesday, and then back the next weekend and try to win our conference series. But you're right. You just have to move forward. You have to move on.
Is it at all frustrating to have the inconsistent performance with pitching? It was much better yesterday in a few days, and then obviously today it wasn't as good. Part of that is obviously baseball, but does it get frustrating at times to have such variance in the pitching performances on this team throughout the year?
Yeah, man. Anytime you don't perform well, it's frustrating. But those are young guys. They just have to go through it, and they have to grow up. And over the course of time, they'll have those experiences and get better for it. And hopefully we can get some guys healthy and get back some help on the mound and be able to finish those series, because it's certainly a good enough team to be successful, and they just have to get out and do it until they're able to accomplish that.
I know you've mentioned a lot that you don't like change up the lineup, but this lineup in particular has been pretty productive on the offensive side. Once the lineup returns to full strength, are you going to keep it like this or revert back to normal?
Well, it would depend on a lot if what we can do defensively. So that some of the injuries that we have might be able to hit and not play defense, and so if that's the case, then we're gonna have to make some decisions on what we're gonna do at the DH spot or what we're gonna do with some of those different spots. So it's good to have depth. It's good to have depth offensively, have guys that can run out there and do it. It's a great question. It's a question we kind of talked about behind closed doors, but until I'm forced to make the decision, I'll kind of hold off on making that decision. And the first thing first, we have to get guys healthy to be able to force the hand to make that decision. So hopefully they will. And then I'll be put in a tough spot, because you're right, the offensive group has been good, been productive, and had good at bats. So kudos to those guys that are in there doing that.
Was the decision to take out Holdfield just based on the pitch count for the weekend total, and was it was it the plan to go with Hayden?
Yeah. So with Grant just 7th on Friday, him being a primary reliever, you don't want to overextend him. He's a freshman. He's had a lot of innings under his belt. He's got a lot more to go the rest of the season. So we knew we were going to have to go to those other guys. And so you split up the lefties with Hayden. And Hayden threw really well last midweek, threw 4 shutouts. So we thought Luke was a good matchup with a breaking ball. After you always watching Brimmer and Perkins breaking ball be really effective, Luke has a really good one. And he wasn't able to get the job done the way they did this past midweek. But that's why we went Hayden second, just to break up the lefties, knowing Kraft is going to have to give us a couple. So we were hoping to get kind of 2, 3, 3, and then figure it out down the stretch there with Sharp and Tucker. We obviously didn't get to that point where we were able to kind of go to the full rest of the plan. And so then we wanted to get some other guys some opportunities to get out there and try to give us some depth, try to give us some length on the staff to help us cover the last half of the season.
We talked a little yesterday about Max Johnson's defense, and already mentioned today that some big offensive production too. What do you think that does for those younger players' confidence stepping in and making big plays in big spots? Yeah,
I think what helps Max, one, obviously Max is a talented player, but Max has seen other freshmen step in and be really good and be really productive. And so that gives you confidence to know that you can step in and do that too. And that group is really tight, and they're encouraging Max and supportive of him. And it does. It gives you confidence that other guys have done it. But then they come in, and oftentimes you see a guy carry his defense onto his offense or his offense onto his defense. And Max was a guy that kind of carried his defense to his offense. Has had good at-bats, works pitches, works counts, has made several splash plays defensively. Another one today there, double play ball, that he was able to execute. And so as he carries really good defensive plays over into offense, the confidence grows. And he had a huge at-bat there, when it was still a close game, and 2 RBI, 2-out double. That's big. It's big for a young guy to come up and do that, and he'll just keep growing and learning and getting better. And he's a heck of a player.
Anything else for Coach?
Were you intentionally trying to go with a larger breaking ball mix today with the pitchers, or was that really just a factor of the fact that fastball command just wasn't there?
You're right. It just was a factor of just the fastball command. So just trying to get a feel in guys' hands at whatever pitch they command the best. And we didn't have great fastball command, and so sometimes those guys can feel for spin better. You know, if you remember last year, McCade Brown was one of those guys where sometimes the fastball command wasn't as comfortable for him, so he could spin it and find a way to land either the slider or the curveball. And obviously, McCade's an incredible talent. So, but yes, just trying to find something else that helps them to establish a strike, whether it's a cutter or a slider or a curveball, to get them back in the zone, feeling confident and able to go and fill it up and give us a chance to get double play situations often there in the last 3 or 4 innings. So maybe a guy, gets a ground ball, double play ball. We had an opportunity there in the 8th, and we didn't turn it. And so, yeah, we're just trying to find what they could command in the zone.
On a lighter note, just as kind of a joke, does it shake your confidence in the Sunday Reds given the performance today?
Well, I had to be convinced of the Sunday Reds to begin with, so I'm going to take your comment and mean that we shouldn't. The guys like them. The guys like them, and they get excited to wear them. And you have an opportunity to win a series or sweep, and we pull them out. So, it's funny. When I was younger, I used to be a lot more superstitious about different things. You have to be right with your certain pen or have a certain stopwatch. The older I get, the more I realize my pen or my stopwatch uniforms don't have as much to do with it as the guys on the field. But if the guys like them, then I like them, and it makes them feel good. Then they go out and play well, and that's all that really matters. They're confident and happy. So we'll wear them as long as they like them, and they do.
So we're about a month away from the Big Ten tournament. So heading into this last final month, how do you feel about the team in general, and what do you want to see in the next 4 weeks?
Well, when we get a quality start, we're a really good team. On Friday and Saturday, we can go out and beat anybody in the country. We really can. We're very good. It's a very good team, good defensive team, really good offense. Perkins and Bremer, a couple of open arms have been good. We have to have more depth. And so the question for us down the stretch will be is continue to get quality starts on Friday and Saturday from those guys. And can we add length to the pen and add length on that Sunday? Hopefully get some guys back. They're a little nicked up right now and help that out. And then this, last midweek was a double midweek, and this coming midweek's a double midweek. Those extend you a little bit too. And so you get a little bit light when you're playing that many games in a week, and then after that it lightens up from there, and you can go. So I just want to see us get better on the mound. I want to see us compete better. I want to see those young guys continue to grow up, keep playing well offensively, keep playing good defense, keep playing hard, and find a way to fight yourself into the conference tournament. And it's anybody's week once you get there. That'd be my main goals.
That wraps up the Nebraska series and this media edition of Talking Hoosier Baseball. The Indiana Hoosiers are next in action Tuesday, 6 p.m. at Victory Field in a neutral site game against Butler. We will see you at the BART.